Hello there, and welcome back to TerraFirmaCraft HardRock. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We got a little bit bad news for you guys. We have to do some math. Alright, so we are trying to make the polonium we need. We need to make a lot of polonium, which means we need to burn a lot of fissile fuel. A lot of fissile fuel. This is going to take hours. And this is approximately 25% of all the fissile fuel we need to burn. So we're going to automate this, or at least set up to automate, so I can run it overnight, because this is going to take 15 hours or so. And yeah, I don't have 15 hours of recording time, but I will be sleeping for at least 8 of those hours. So that works. Okay, so what we're going to do first is fall down. I need to find where the bottom is. There. Oh, of course, that's right next to my... Oh, it's pressurized tube. That's fine. We are going to put a fluid tank right there. And it's going to fill it with water, and then we will take... I need an extra mechanical pipe. Alright, well, we're going to take the mechanical pipe, and we're going to run it straight up and into the side here. And that will provide the water that this is going to need in order to make the polonium. Next, we're going to break that block there. Run over here, grab one of these drawers. I'll put it behind and go to the output for... Oh, it's on item. And we want back output. So if we put a little bit of water in there, should make one polonium pellet, and it should output to the drawer. There we go. So now the polonium is going to get output directly to there. Now we're going to need to move this around a little bit. We cannot pull that plutonium out. So we're going to make a very minor radiological incident. And do that. And deal with the green effect for a little bit. Then we're going to grab one hopper. We're going to put this on the front. And configure the front. It's already configured to be an input. And grab some of our fluoride dust. We need to make up enough of this. Oh, apparently that was enough to kill me. Okay, well. We're going to put the fluoride dust directly into there, and that'll feed that. We need 116 or 115 more. I did not think that was going to be enough to cause me issues, but apparently I was wrong. Yeah. Alright, well, that was unplanned for, but whatever. We're going to stick one hopper there and a barrel on there. Make sure this... That should be an input. And then we're going to do the same over here. You know what it is? I don't think the mechanism pipes like the radiation. They always seem to break their texture when there's radiation involved. And we're going to take this other barrel and do the same thing right there. Then we need slightly more than 7 stacks of sulfur. I'm making up the last stack right now. That's apparently not the front. That is. And that'll feed into here once I configure it. And that will make our sulfur dioxide, which will run along here. And then this will get a little over 7 stacks of fluoride. And that will make the hydrofluoric acid to go in to produce more fuel. There we go. Those are automatically feeding in. And this, I need to make more yellow cake uranium. We've got more processing at the base. I need another 1,000. Well, I need 1,800 and something total. So we need another 1,100 or so. And so the last thing I need is to make one more water pipe so we can pump water in And then this will be just about be fully automated. And then I can leave this be for the overnight and just have this produce polonium for me, which will be nice because, as I said, it's going to be about 16 hours worth of processing before it's done. That's that plan. What I do need to test, though, is make sure when I die, and unfortunately I died a little earlier than anticipated, it doesn't cause any issues, like the time doesn't stop and I won't crash. Because, you know, you leave your character... In normal Minecraft, if you leave your character for 8 hours, yeah, you'll probably be fine. Not in TFC. You will starve to death or dehydrate to death during that time. And so, yeah, I'm going to die overnight if I AFK for 8 hours. That didn't work. So I need to go die again and make sure it all works. Is my math off? I think my math is off. I think I need 156 more polonium, not 116. Well, then it's a good thing we're going to be AFKing because that's more than I'm capable of doing right now. Okay. Well, yeah, immersive engineering doesn't like radiation either. Look how this all looks. When I restart the game, it'll be fine. I'm going to have to restart in a minute. But what I've been doing is processing the uranium. I've been using the absorption hopper over here so that if we have overflow, the absorption hopper will pick it up and we won't lose anything. All of this uranium will be about 250 ingots worth of... Sorry, 250 yellow cake worth of uranium. One restart later, and we should be good. Nothing should be broken anymore. Except my skeleton, apparently. I've got no legs and no head. Oh, you know what? I can steal this tube right here. That should be a fluid one. Yes. Close that. Drop down here. Open that. So now this should be getting water. It is. And it's producing the fluoride. It's pulling the excess from there and depositing the polonium, well, I'll keep doing that wrong, directly into there. Good. We're making more yellow cake uranium. That's set. That should be set. That should be set. That's probably more than enough. 60 plus 52 is 116. Okay, we're gonna need more than that. Okay, let's do another 44, and that will have a little bit extra in case my math is off. Okay, so this part is set for the for letting it run overnight. We still have 25 billion, 12 billion additional storage, so that should be fine. Now, I do need to test if we have any issues with the day changing. Because if you didn't know, in TerraFirmaCraft, when you log off the server, if you were the last one on, the server stops. And so time does not advance while there's no one on, which is good because then you don't come on and all your crops are dead. It's not as good if it does that when you die and you're the only one on. So I need to do some damage to myself and see if See if time stops that way. Now, if I got up higher, I do more damage. Oh, and I did move our pneumatic chamber and everything up here, so it's no longer in the middle of the field blocking my fruit trees. Okay, well, I'm going to leave this for a few minutes and see if time actually passes. Yep, time continues to progress while you're dead, so that's good. That's what I needed to know. Well, since we got a bit of time to kill and we've got that's going to be running, I'm going to see about replacing our roads here. Right now we're using these path blocks, which are fine, except that pollution turns them into either podzol or gravel or whatnot. So instead, go make some asphalt concrete. Sand, gravel, water, and bituminous, which we're getting from processing the crude oil into everything. And this gives you a 20% movement speed on it. So we're just going to do that. And grab that shovel. Then we can dig these up. Yeah. Okay, I noticed the difference. So yeah, we're going to do that all around here. Pretty much all the path blocks up to our reactor and even making a path to the reactor. Okay, I've got everything in my backpack here. That is going right there. This way, I don't have to worry about any sort of anything happening if I die and don't get back to the game right away. That like spike wasn't particularly pleasant. 14.3 billion FE. Not bad. Put down there, so that's 1,500. Doesn't give me an exact number. Plus 64 plus another 64. So 1,620 plus. Plus all the fluoride. And all the sulfur's already processed through, so that should be fine. So, I'm gonna to climb up here. Fortunately, 1.18 does not have the replay or flashback mod, so I cannot do a time lapse of me standing here and ooh, nice little rainbow. So I can't do a replay to see how long I stand here before I die, but we're gonna stand up here and we'll be back sometime tomorrow to see exactly how much got done. Hopefully I'll have all the polonium I need, or at least be... No, we don't have enough time for all of it to be done. Hopefully we'll have enough polonium to at least get most of that done and be able to finish out the project throughout the rest of the day. We'll see. Be back in a bit. Well, for you.
The next morning.
You are dead. Wait, you already know that. Okay, well, it's been about 13 hours since I set up the... Whoo, that's chunky. The automated system for overnighting. Means the game's been running for about 14 hours. Which means that it is very laggy. The plus side, it looks like most of our fruit trees have already grown. That's 108. That's pretty good. We still have a bit of polonium in there. Sorry, we still have a bit of fluoride dust. We've got plenty of fuel still. Oh, but we are out of something. We are out of fluoride making sulfuric acid, but we still have 200,000 more fissile fuel, which means another 22, almost 23. All right, let's grab those. Head back home. All right. Wow, we're getting pretty close. But now I have to restart the game because this is far too slow and laggy. So we ran into a small little bitty problem. See, we filled up our entire energy capacity, which means my reactor nearly went critical. I scrammed it in time, but now I need to do something to have more energy storage. So I'm making some basic energy cubes and see if they've already cooled down. Sheesh. And see if that will be enough. So yeah, we've got about 26 billion energy saved up right now. We definitely don't need 26 billion energy. And I'm also finishing up the last of the uranium that I needed to process in order to make the last of the fuel. Because we need 10 more polonium. Yeah, we need 10 more polonium. And then we will have the SPS done. Of course, then we still have to... we can finish the SPS today, hopefully. 10 would still take me almost 2 hours to make up, but that should be doable. And then, well, we can start lining everything up so we can import the polonium gas, technically, over into the SPS so that we can start producing the antimatter in the SPS. Although we will not have all the antimatter today. By the way, I have never pointed this out on camera, but it is worth noting. If you have items that craft in a 4x4, like this green sand, if you hover over it in your craft in a work table or a workbench and press K, it will auto craft it into its larger component. So that way you can quickly quickly craft things. Now I cannot hit K to turn the sand into sandstone, but you can do that to make sandstone. So if you notice me practically speed crafting, that's how. Okay, let's see about this. I did find that I had a bit of reactor glass sitting around, so that saves us having to make 3 additional induction casings. Because we need to upgrade, I might as well grab these two, the induction matrix in order to have more power storage. I think this is only going to increase it by about 3 billion, but I mean, we're almost there. It should hopefully be enough. Hopefully. Okay, let's break that one. That one. Get over here. That. Oh, one's structure, one's reactor glass. Okay, that explains it. They should be interchangeable, so it should not matter. Oh, I put that in the wrong spot. There we go. That buys us another 3 billion. Okay. So let's grab the gravel to put that back. And there we go. So that buys us a bit more power. We can now run over here and turn that back on. That'll produce more steam, and we have a bit more. We've got a little bit more storage. Okay. So we're going to need the polonium to keep flowing into here to make the pellets. We just need 10 more. While we're doing that, we can pull this out and also grab my flask because I'm getting thirsty. We're going to swap that to be a input. Okay, yep, import. That's what we're gonna want. Put these are the gas tubes, which is what we're gonna need for the polonium. We're not gonna quite hook this up yet. No, need to go over one more. We don't want the polonium flowing just yet out, but we're gonna come down. Then we'll put the last one there when we're ready. Actually, just store those in there for now. And then we'll turn off the output there so that all the polonium instead goes this way into the SPS, which is just about done. So let's remove those. And those. And those are the last three. And once that's done, the SPS is done. So next, let's grab that and that. We can toss that there. Want the arrow facing in. And that leads to the coil. And then we need to go back underground. And go to there. Perfect. That's going to provide power to the SPS once I replace those final 3 blocks. And it's already charging. It holds 4 million FE. So that's 400 million FE, which is good. That will allow us to increase our storage buffer just a bit more. And we're almost ready to get this running. Almost ready. Just need to burn through, admittedly, quite a lot of yellow cake uranium. I got it perfect. We have 0 polonium in there. Got the waste in there. We've got the last 4 polonium pellets there. So what we can do now is take this. Do that. So it's no longer connected. So now none of the polonium will go into there. We're going to fly back to our base. Pop those on. Even out. Got the last 3 SPS casings. One, 2, 3. SPS is now complete. Now I just need to see... Okay, that is now hooked up. Can I configure it any way? Ooh, that's not what I wanted. Yes? Output, input. Okay, so that is working the way I want it. Come over here, grab our pressure tube. Put it right there. So now the solar neutron activator is connected. There's nothing in there. It's all the polonium that's going to be created by the activator here. It's going to follow this cable into the SPS, which this port is almost full on energy. I was looking at making more of the cables for it, but these cables, which I have a few right here, only transfer 3000 FE a tick, which is less than that transfers. So if I was going to upgrade them, I would have to make these and then run them from like down there all the way over here in order to get the most out of them. So that will I'll look about doing that between episodes, but for now, click this, turn it back on. All of the polonium is now flowing into our SPS. It is draining power, In fact, it's used up all the power that was already in it. And when this progress bar fills, of course it is filling slowly because we are not providing it power very quickly. But when this bar fills up, it will produce 1 bit of antimatter. I want to... Ooh, wait, can I? Okay, I'm going to do something dangerous. We're going to go into FreeCam. There we go. And go inside. Aha. Now there's a screenshot for you. Okay, SPS is done, up and running. Now we just gotta render this and yeah, you'll see it. This has been a slog, really has. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you've had a wonderful day. Thank you to my channel members for your support, and I will see you next time. Later.